Hear these contentious cats primed for battle.
He's releasing a line of merchandise saying, I'm cashing in on holism. He's won as many Oscars as Leo, too.
What the hell, Campbells? Andy Warhol didn't die for this.
Because for these women, their butts really are their moneymakers.
It will be a memorable movie for years to come.
Might have let that one go a little longer just to wail on her for a little bit.
Have you ever heard of that city? I haven't.
Loyal viewers, reluctant spectators, and forced observers. Welcome to the March 8th, 2016 edition of Ames Tonight. Do you know who I am? I am your co-host, Andreas Haffar. That's who.
And just in case you forgot, I'm your co-host, Laurel Feakes. Thanks for joining us for your weekly dose of entertainment and satirical comedy.
Yeah, you're going to be glad you did.
And here come some of today's top stories.
Tennis star and world's richest female athlete Maria Sharapova admitted the other day to failing a drug test back in January. This means she's out for 2 years, which is just in time for the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Ayy. But talk about a bombshell dropping a bomb. This is ridiculous, okay? Okay, first, it's pretty much like half the players in Major League Baseball, okay? Then it was like Diego Maradona. Then it was practically all the superstars in the WWE. Then it was Michael Phelps. Then Lance Armstrong. Then your mom. Then Matthew Perry. And then Courage the Cowardly Dog, and now Maria? Maria? Oh, I'm sure my order is a little off, but you get the picture. Now, that's pretty shocking for me. Objectively, what a shame for tennis and the world of sports. Subjectively, Maria Sharapova just got a lot cooler.
Kanye West is known for tweeting out in a rapid and arguably distasteful fashion. His wife, Kim Kardashian West, however, not necessarily known for that. Kim tweeted a nude photo with a blackout bar yesterday, and the Twitterverse was quick to criticize her. And regular tweeters like yourself weren't the only ones. Celebrities were in on the fun, too. Piers Morgan and Bette Midler had something to say, and so did Chloe Grace Moretz. Moretz tweeted, I truly hope you realize how important setting goals are for young women. Teaching them. We have so much more to offer than just our bodies. Kim replied with, let's all welcome Chloe G. Moretz to Twitter since no one knows who she is. Your nylon cover is cute, boo. So I'd like to take the time to look back at two covers that Chloe and Kim have in common. Both girls have Grace W magazine and, wait for it, nylon. So here's a side-by-side shot of the two. The W cover is a tad on the sexual side for Kim. However, if you want to compare it to Chloe, she was only 16 or 17 at the time of her cover. Now when you move on to the nylon cover, Chloe recently turned 19. Kim still has a more sexual cover, but now it is obvious that Chloe has grown up and her cover is supposed to imply that she isn't wearing anything under her coat. And as our very own treasurer Will Dodd said, Chloe's cover is about as cute as that Miley Cyrus cover. It's important to note that Kim Kardashian West did post about slut-shaming. While many may not agree with Kim posting nude selfies, it is a part of her brand and she is confident enough in herself that she posts these pictures. To both women, keep doing you and living your lives.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying it, but it is about to be spring break here at Iowa State.
Oh my gosh, finally. You know, this is like probably one of the most well-deserved breaks I've ever earned.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, same. My thirst for knowledge, has been vastly overestimated because for now I'm waterlogged, okay?
It's nice to have a week off from school to go virtually anywhere. You know, wouldn't you agree, Haffar?
Well, let's see. For many, spring break comes as a welcoming relief from the luxurious lifestyle that we all experience here in college. But all lies and fabrications aside, while spring break is a sanctuary for some, for others, well, it's just another week. So we all know the stereotypical spring break for those our age, right? And by our age, you know what the hell I mean, okay? A bunch of college kids going out to Miami, Cabo San Lucas, Cancun, Baghdad. You know, they have their sunscreen, their beach balls, their cooler full of domestic or imported beverages. Okay, you get it. They're dancing, they're singing. MTV is going to be there because they're relevant still. That's the image people think of when it comes to spring break. However, that's not a reality. It's just a fantasy. Because for the majority of broke-ass college students, this is just not an option. So just last weekend, I was out with some buddies, and we were doing what we normally do, which is loiter at Welch House Station, and I hear a story from two girls to the table to the left of me. They're going on and on about how both of their families are going to Cancun together over break. They'll be there all week, everything is paid for, and seemingly everything this girl, or anything this girl, would ever need for this trip is taken care of. But ho no. This girl then says this, and I'm not making this up either. She says this, but I can't believe they didn't book our rooms right next to each other. That's effing BS. I effing hate my parents sometimes. Like, what the F? Anyway. Now, if I weren't a smarter man, my friends would have had to strap me down Hannibal Lecter style from charging over to that ungrateful brat and powerbombing her through a table. In fact, miss, my life is so hard. Move on over. I'll go in your place. At least I'm someone who will appreciate the opportunity. But, regardless of popular opinion, I am smarter than I look, and she remained unpowerbombed. There were nonetheless two thoughts racing in my mind. One, appreciate any time off that you can get. Two, stupid people shouldn't breed. But I'll focus on the former, as the latter is pretty clear-cut. Now look, even if it's a couple days off from school, despite you maybe having to work a few extra shifts at your job, you don't have class, guys. It's one less place you need to be. I mean, don't take it for granted whether you're spending time in your backyard or visiting the beautiful waters of Flint, Michigan. It's spring break, and you need to enjoy it. Now that being said, I have so much homework, and I'm probably gonna die. So, guess where we were Friday night?
The Memorial Union. Let's take it to us. Students all over Iowa State gather every weekend for ISU After Dark. ISU After Dark is an alternative to going out and partying. Students can play games, bingo, sing karaoke, and even see special guests.
I find it really enjoyable, easy, a fun thing to do on Friday night.
After Dark is put on by the Student Union Board and is every week during the school year. On Friday, Sub's special guest was Nasim Pedrad. Students were excited to see the SNL alumna.
Just I'm excited to hear some of her jokes. She hasn't been on SNL for a while, so it'll be definitely really cool to see.
I really like comedy, and I just want to laugh my butt off after a very hard week of college.
On March 31st, Sub presents Comedy Night with Dan Gill at 9 p.m. For Ames Tonight with Andreas Haffar, I'm Laurel Feakes.
Now, folks, it was a mighty good time. We even got to meet Nasim Pedrad ourselves.
That's right, we got an interview with her backstage right after her set.
Now, although we were of the understanding that we'd have a video recorded interview, we had some technical difficulties, but Ms. Pedrad was kind enough to give Laurel and I an audio recorded interview, which we will share with you right now.
What's your favorite part about performing at different colleges?
My favorite part is I really enjoy talking to kids who have an interest in pursuing, the arts or comedy specifically, because I remember being that age and kind of not knowing how to navigate the industry. And so I do a Q&A at the end where kids get to ask questions about, seeking advice.
What's different about students versus the SNL audience?
Oh, wow. It's interesting. The SNL audience can sometimes be so specific to who the host or musical guest is. So I would just say it varies show to show, but a lot of times, for the dress rehearsal of an episode where One Direction is the musical guest, you'll get a bunch of young girls. Right. And then you'll ask yourself, I wonder how my political sketch is going to go over with this crowd.
Right. Is it easier to perform stand-up versus performing in a sketch?
I think it's not easier or harder, it's just different. Some people like hiding behind a character, some people prefer being themselves and holding a microphone and sharing personal anecdotes. It's just a different muscle.
Is there anything that you can tell us about Chad yet?
Yes. It's a show about how embarrassing it can be to be a teenager. That's really what the show is about. It's about a 14-year-old boy who's kind of, you know, finding his way at school and at home, and he's just trying to do it in the least embarrassing way possible.
And is it true you're playing a 14-year-old boy?
That is true.
Okay. Did you pull that from the Unseasoned Starry stuff? Or?
No, but I would say it's not a stretch to assume that my true essence is that of a 14-year-old boy. Chad is different than Aziz, but I definitely don't look like a girl in both examples. I'm shooting it late March, so we'll probably find out like a couple months after that if it gets picked up.
Thank you, Nasim, for your time. Now, don't go anywhere, folks. When we return, we'll have the nightly news watchers at the desk.
Stay tuned. You're watching Ames Tonight.
Welcome back to Ames Tonight. I'm Taylor Claybon.
And I'm Joy Wright. Let's get down to business. Hold on to your butts.
Kim Kardashian posted a selfie on Twitter yesterday, completely nude. While Kim K being naked on camera isn't much of a surprise, the caption is hilarious. The tweet reads, "When you're like, I have nothing to wear, LOL." Okay, first of all, Kim, who the hell capitalizes LOL? Old people, that's who. Second, you have nothing to wear? Seriously? Your toddler has a $3,500 fur coat and you can't find a t-shirt to put on? Then again, Kanye is charging $120 for a plain white t-shirt. After hearing about your family's recent money issues, I guess I understand why you can't afford that.
Rapper Lil Wayne is said to be a modern-day Bob Hope by bringing his private jet to a screeching halt to rub elbows with the U.S. Army Marines. TMZ reports that Wayne's plane was already on the tarmac at the Indianapolis International Airport when he spotted a C-130 taxiing alongside his jet. Wayne then told his pilot to turn his jet around and park next to the military plane. The rapper got out of his jet and greeted 30 Marines, and some of the Marines said that the respect he showed deeply moved them. Marine Staff Sergeant Robert Luther tells us Wayne and his crew were extremely gracious and made their day.
There will be a bar opening in Minnesota where the motto is, "Water is all we have." That's right, there will soon be a full-fledged bar that will serve exclusively water products. The water bar began as a pop-up art project in 2014 and is set to open its first brick-and-mortar location in Minnesota. Believe it or not, this is actually a pretty cool idea. The bar allows visitors to sample water free of charge so they can taste the difference between private well water and public tap water. This is in an effort to increase awareness of problems concerning water quality. Although it's not where I plan on spending my 21st birthday, this water bar sounds like a pretty great place to visit.
Miley Cyrus, also formerly known as the star of the Disney Channel TV show Hannah Montana. Cyrus has had a bit of a crazy life, and I'm pretty sure we can all attest to that. But let's just thank the heavens above that she has some tad bit of sense, because for a second I thought she lost it all. Miley Cyrus posted several long rants on her Instagram page with photos and captions of her fears that Trump will be the next president of the United States. The singer clearly disagrees with Trump's policies and is firing off a series of insults at the billionaire GOP candidate. She posted one image of Trump signing his 1,000-page tax return with a caption that he's an effing nightmare. She had plenty more to say in other posts. You, Donald Trump, are not God, no matter how much you think you are. She posted, Cyrus emphatically made it clear that moving out of the nation was more than a mere threat. I don't say things I don't mean, Miley asserted. For once, Miley, I agree with you.
Today in Helensburgh, Australia, the world's smallest monkey gave birth. A pygmy marmoset gave birth to some very tiny babies in the Symbio Wildlife Park in New South Wales. The babies each weigh less than 1 ounce. Let us just take a second to look at these adorable creatures on their mothers' backs.
Caitlyn Jenner is blasting Hillary Clinton, accusing her of not caring about women in spite of her message to voters. On Sunday's episode of I Am Kate, Jenner got into a heated political debate with her friends over LGBT rights. She was the only Republican among her pals and told them during a cross-country bus tour that Hillary Clinton couldn't care less about women. She cares about herself, Jenner says. She has endorsed Texas Senator Ted Cruz as the next president, and Cruz is currently in second place behind Donald Trump for the GOP presidential race. Jenner told her friends that LGBT rights isn't a pressing issue for Republicans, but rather it's the economy, which Jenner too is most concerned about. She believes it's time for America to get back on track so the topic of LGBT rights can remain an important issue. She also thinks that Republicans will fix the economy. Yeah, like they done that before, right? Wrong.
Kaleido Quiz took place over this past weekend. For those of you who don't know, KQ is a 26-hour competition put on by the ISU student-run radio station 88.5 KURE. Competitors are from all parts of the nation, completing tasks such as calling in to answer trivia questions every 6 minutes for the entire 26 hours, completing picture and video submissions, and solving riddles. It's a little more fun for the on-campus teams, though. Throughout Friday night and all day Saturday, random events are announced at specific locations on campus. Some events I personally competed in included getting drunk people to sign bogus petitions in Campus Town, a rap battle, which I am the reigning champion of, by the way, and my least favorite, dancing the Macarena for an entire hour. KQ is a great time, so look for it the same time next year.
I know you are all tired of hearing about Stacey Dash, but I have news to share. So if you watch the Oscars, then you've seen the most awkward moment in the history of awkward, as Dash wished everyone a happy Black History Month. Dash seemed uncomfortable herself wishing everyone a Black History Month. In between giggles, people reported that Dash responded to criticism of her appearance in a blog post that she tweeted as soon as she left the stage. We need to stop complaining about white people oppressing us, Dash wrote. We shouldn't boycott the Oscars. We need to support Chris Rock, the host. Recently, Dash responded to the joke too. Dash, who is multiracial, said, when they added me to increase the diversity, I'm sure many Black people rolled their eyes. I did. I'm not Black enough, they say. But guess what? I've heard that all my life. I would rather be a free-thinking Black than a cookie-cutter Black who thinks and votes just like all of my friends. Dash said her appearance was a new beginning and a new introduction to the public at large. No, it was more like an ending, a dismissal. Long-awaited retirement, so nicely put it. Please go somewhere and hide for a really long time.
We'll be right back, but before we go, we'd like to say something quickly.
Happy International Women's Day, you guys!
Stay tuned for the Common Block. You're watching Ames Tonight.
'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my fun land. I don't ever want to Memories die out too hard. We were traveling the mountains just to find the loudest tears. We set our mighty fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my fatherland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club.
Welcome back to the Andreas Haffar Show. This is Jared Calvert. Now, I haven't been to the theater for a while, and there are a couple of reasons for this. Reason one, teachers at ISU want homework to grade over spring break, so they have laid it on pretty thick for the past couple of weeks. And reason two, March tends to be a pretty weak period in the movies. The Oscar buzz is dying down, and blockbusters don't start rolling out until March 25th, at the earliest this year anyways. Blockbuster season is my favorite time of year, however, so in lieu of a review, this week will be a common man's blockbuster preview. I'll let you know which films I'm looking forward to and seeing at the end of this month, and which movies I'm going to see through August. Wow, that was really great. Let's get down to it. My most anticipated film for this month is pretty easy: Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. On March 25th, The Dark Knight and The Man of Steel will appear in the same live-action movie for the first time in history. This movie pits them against each other over differing views of stopping crime. I'm curious to see this movie, not only to see how Ben Affleck portrays Batman, but also to see if this movie can carry the pressure surrounding it to set up the DC movie universe. I'm also interested in seeing Allegiant, the final Divergent movie, on March 18th. Thank goodness they're not splitting it into two movies. In April, I'm most excited to see The Jungle Book. Bringing the 1967 Disney animated film to life, a young boy named Mowgli, played by Neil Sethi, is guided out of the jungle he was raised of with the help of Baloo the bear, voiced by Bill Murray, and the panther, voiced by Ben Kingsley. Idris Elba and Scarlett Johansson also voice animals in this film, making it the Dos Equis of Disney films. Another intriguing film coming out in April is The Huntsman: Winter's War, and that is the sequel to Snow White and the Huntsman. Thank goodness they dropped the weak link from the first movie, Kristen Stewart. May starts off the true blockbuster season, and I'm looking forward to seeing Team Stark dominate in Captain America: Civil War on May 6th. Bring in the graphic. Look at that. I made that myself. Oh my goodness. Other ISUtv members such as Laurel, Feakes, Taylor Mankle, and Swaggy J are pulling for Team Cap, but Cap's lineup is pretty much weak sauce, with the exception of Scarlet Witch and Ant-Man. Iron Man has the heavy hitters on his side: War Machine, The Vision, Black Panther, and Black Widow. Speaking of Black Widow, happy International Women's Day, everyone. Getting back to Civil War, I am absolutely stoked to see this movie, and I better move on before I get too excited. Other hopefully great movies coming out in May are Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising, and on May 20th, well, that's going out on May 20th, and X-Men Apocalypse is coming out on May 27th. Now, June has an even more solid lineup of films, and I'm most looking forward to seeing Now You See Me 2. I absolutely love the first movie, centered around magicians pulling off stunning heists and getaways, and I don't care if the real magic in the film took place in post-production. It was an entertaining show nonetheless, and I think its sequel on June 10th will be as well. The other highly anticipated films coming out in June include Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Finding Dory, Central Intelligence, starring Kevin Hart and The Rock, and of course, Independence Day Resurgence. Now, as we move to July, I have to admit, I have become a little bit of a Zac Efron fan. I have seen 9 films that he has starred in, including the first High School Musical movie. I'm mainly impressed that he went from being a skinny, high-pitched high schooler to a jacked, respectable ladies' man, instead of going the whole Justin Bieber route and becoming a complete and total punk. Anyways, besides Neighbors, he has also teamed up with Adam Devine, Aubrey Plaza, and Anna Kendrick in the movie Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, which is coming out on July 8th. The main plot is given in the title, and I think these comedic Avengers have what it takes to make you go home from the movie with sore abs from laughing too hard. Other notable films in July include The Secret Life of Pets, the all-female Ghostbusters reboot, and Star Trek Beyond, as well as Jason Bourne. And rounding out the blockbuster season is the month of August, and in particular, Suicide Squad. No matter how good or bad Batman vs. Superman will be, I think Suicide Squad will be a hit, because it's unique in making a bunch of well-known supervillains team up to fight other supervillains. The second trailer makes the film out to be an action-packed and humorous film, similar to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. One of the most anticipated parts of the film, though, is how will Jared Leto's Joker stack up in the DC universe? Well, I guess we'll have to find the answer to that on August 5th. So that wraps up my blockbuster preview. I hope this blockbuster season contains movies that are funny, thrilling, and maybe even Oscar-worthy. This has been a Common Man's Preview. I'm Jared Calvert, and I'm just a common man in an uncommon land. Kathryn?
And welcome to the Common Lady Sports Review. And to celebrate International Women's Day, I thought I would start out by talking about a man. So the big news this week is the retirement of Peyton Manning. People have apparently been expecting this for a while, according to all the memes I saw around the Super Bowl. Manning is 39 years old. The average age of a professional football player is around 26. Think about that. He is 13 years older than the average player. That's the equivalent of a 7th grader. He's so old that he actually played a son of a former teammate. Now, the dude's been playing football for a long time. A lot of things have changed since he started playing in 1998. We went through that whole Y2K thing, the iPhone was released, Facebook was invented, and Peyton's forehead grew approximately 6 inches. Like, we all know about his controversy with performance enhancers, but was he literally shooting HGH straight into his forehead? But in all seriousness, a lot of people have said that Peyton Manning has changed the game of football, and I'm going to believe them because I have no idea. Did he change the rules, or is that just a figure of speech? Either way, after a successful and long career, Manning will be riding off into the sunset of retirement. On behalf of all of us here at Ames Tonight, we wish him the best of luck, and may Papa John finally profess his undying love to you. That's all I have tonight for the Common Lady Sports Review. Join us next Tuesday for another episode of Ames Tonight. Have a great night, everyone.